July 3rd, 2014, and the news out of Dallas, Texas is that Dirk Nowitzki is going to be signing with the Mavericks as he'll stay in Dallas to finish his career. As he's been a Dallas Maverick for his entire career, 16 years, going all the way back to 1998-99. So Dirk Nowitzki staying in Dallas. Not really a big surprise there, as he's always played in Dallas, and no one really expected him to leave. He actually took another pay cut. His last contract was a 4-year, $80 million contract where he left $16 million on the table. That's according to ESPN. I'll leave a link in the description. But Dirk, I guess, is a 3-year deal worth around $30 million, so about $10 million a year, and he's doing that so he can leave some money on the table so they can go after Carmelo. Although most people expect Carmelo to either end up back in New York or in Chicago. At least that's what the rumors, that's the word on the street. So the Dallas Mavericks they have a second option, a plan B, and that's Chandler Parsons from the Houston Rockets, who's a free agent. And I guess they'll be going after, if they can't get Carmelo, the money that Dirk is saving them by taking the contract that he's taken will allow them to either go after Chandler Parsons or possibly Luol Deng, who is also a free agent. He was with Chicago, then with Cleveland. He's now out there in free agency. Of course, July 10th is when all the action is going to take place. There is that league-wide moratorium on signings and trades, so no one can actually officially sign or trade or whatever. But this, we've been getting lots of news of people, their intentions of what they plan to do. That's a week from now that'll all become official, and then just the news is going to be coming in really hot and heavy over the next week, the next 2 weeks. We'll keep you updated. But Dirk's staying in Dallas, and there's a lot of love there in Dallas for Dirk. Mark Cuban loves him, fans love him, and Dirk Nowitzki is going to be a Dallas Maverick for his entire career with this contract. And he's 36. A 3-year deal will take him to 39 if he even stays around to play that long. Actually, look at Dirk's numbers, though. There's no reason why he can't stick around and still continue to produce. I mean, last year he had 21.7 points average per game, and that's right up there, very close to his career average, which is 22.5. If you actually, only 3 years did he average below 21 points a season in a game, and that was in his first year when he only played 24 games and he averaged 8.2 points when he first came in the league back in 1998. And then the next year when he was actually a full-time starter in 99-2000 season, he averaged 17.5 points per game. Then the next year he was up to 21.8 and he was off and running. And other than 99, and then in 2012 he reverted back to those numbers where he had 17.3 points average per game. That was the season before last. But then he bounced back this last season to have numbers that are comparable to what he's produced throughout his career with the 21.7 average per game. So there's no reason why Dirk can't continue to put up 20 points a game. He averages 8 rebounds a game through his career, even though in the last few years it's been dwindling down more towards the 6 rebounds a game mark. But even still, those are decent numbers, especially, 20 points, 6-7 boards a game. You can't ask for too much more than that out of that position. There are a few players who are going to produce like that. Dirk is one of the greatest players to play his position, one of the best shooting power forwards ever, one of the best shooting big men ever, without a doubt. He is definitely a clutch shooter. He's won a championship, there in Dallas, so he is definitely a hometown favorite, and he's going to be sticking around. And it's good to see that the Mavericks are actually giving him that contract and going to allow him to play out his full career in Dallas. It's a very rare thing these days, and it's nice to see that. I like to see guys move around in free agency too, somewhat. But I also, the sentimental part of me likes to see players stick in one town and play for one team for their career. It's nice to see some guys do that. I wouldn't necessarily say everybody should, but it's good to see once in a while certain players stay in their hometown, or at least not necessarily their hometown, but the team that's been their home. Kind of like with Tim Duncan there in San Antonio. Of course, I'm not opposed to other players who've chosen other career paths. Different things for different players. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you like that Dirk is playing his whole career in Dallas? Do you like he's staying in Dallas? Do you like the idea of players playing their whole career with one team? Or do you think players should move around more in free agency? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll get back to you with more news as it develops in the next few weeks. As I said earlier, it's going to be hot and heavy over the next couple weeks with the free agency and with the trades. July 10th is right around the corner, and that's when everything becomes official, and it's going to really then be on. We're going to be hearing all kinds of news. What's going to end up with Carmelo Anthony? What's going to happen with LeBron James? And I'll get all that news out to you as soon as it happens.